Stress can increase our likelihood of developing disorders and disease. It is not only something that affects the mind, it has been linked to physiological issues such as hypertension, digestive issues, headaches, and immune suppression. This unit looks at 4 key concepts related to stress: stressors, the general adaptation syndrome, the tend and befriend theory, and coping mechanisms. Stressors are any demands or challenges that require a person to adjust. We will look at 2 types of stressors: eustress and distress. Eustress is a positive form of stress that helps a person stay motivated and alert. It often comes from exciting or meaningful situations like starting a new project, training for a sport, or performing on stage. Eustress can improve performance and promote growth when a person feels capable of meeting the challenge. Distress is a negative form of stress that feels overwhelming or unmanageable. It can lead to anxiety, frustration, or physical exhaustion. Distress tends to harm health over time, especially when it builds up without relief. Stressors can also be grouped based on their source and duration. 3 we will look at are traumatic events, daily hassles, and adverse childhood experiences. Traumatic events are intense, often life-threatening experiences that cause strong emotional or physical reactions. Examples include natural disasters, car accidents, or violent attacks. These events may cause long-lasting stress and can lead to conditions such as post-traumatic stress disorder. Daily hassles are small, routine challenges that happen frequently. These include things like traffic, running late, schoolwork pressure, or minor disagreements. On their own, daily hassles might seem minor, but when they pile up, they can seriously affect mood, focus, and health. Adverse childhood experiences are deeply stressful events that happen during childhood. These may include abuse, neglect, or growing up in a home with addiction or domestic violence. Adverse childhood experiences are especially harmful because they can shape brain development and stress response systems, affecting mental and physical health throughout a person's life. Now let's look at general adaptation syndrome. This is a model that explains how the body responds to stress over time. It describes a 3-stage process that people go through when facing a prolonged stressor. The 3 stages we will look at are the alarm stage, the resistance stage, and the exhaustion stage. The alarm stage is the body's immediate reaction to a stressor. This is when the fight, flight, or freeze response is activated. The body releases stress hormones like adrenaline to prepare for quick action. Heart rate increases, breathing speeds up, and muscles tense. The resistance stage occurs if the stress continues beyond the initial shock. During this phase, the body tries to adapt and maintain balance while staying alert. Energy is still being used to cope with the stress, but not as intensely as during the alarm stage. The exhaustion stage happens when the stress lasts too long, or when the body's resources are used up. At this point, the body can no longer maintain its response, and physical or mental breakdowns may occur. This is the stage when a person is most vulnerable to illness or burnout. If you're following along using the study guide, pause the screen now to check that you've filled out the general adaptation syndrome table correctly. Third, we have tend and befriend theory. This theory describes an alternative response to stress. Instead of fighting or fleeing, some people respond by caring for others and seeking social support. This coping pattern is called tending and befriending, and it's more commonly seen in women. It suggests that reaching out and forming connections may be an instinctive way to reduce stress and protect well-being, both for the individual and for those they care for. Lastly, we have strategies for coping with stress. Psychologists group coping methods into 2 broad types: problem-focused coping and emotion-focused coping. Problem-focused coping means viewing the stress as a challenge to be solved. A person using this strategy takes steps to remove or reduce the source of stress. For example, someone who's stressed about an upcoming test might cope by creating a study plan or asking a teacher for help. This type of coping works best when the person has some control over the situation. Emotion-focused coping means trying to manage how you feel in response to stress, rather than trying to change the situation itself. People might use relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or calming music. Others might talk to friends, journal, or take medication prescribed for anxiety. This type of coping is helpful when the situation can't be changed, like dealing with a loss or managing ongoing illness. If you're an AP Psychology student, make sure you grab my free AP Psychology course checklist to test your knowledge of the whole course. There's a link below to get it. It's completely free and a must-have for all my students. I'll also throw in my full AP Psychology glossary and vocabulary bank, and my guide to the 5 hardest AP Psych questions that students get wrong in their exam. This video has been a snippet from my complete 4-hour AP Psych study guide video that covers the curriculum in one mega video. You can click that video on the screen now to watch it.